Can I have a few minutes of your time? Last week, I was on my way to Joburg and I left sunny Pretoria. By the time I got to Midrand, it's storming. There's a bunch of traffic on both ways. And at that point, I had to cancel the appointment that I was initially going to and go straight to my second appointment because the traffic was just not allowing me to. So I pull off in Midrand because I actually don't know how to get to my second appointment without a GPS. So I pull off so that I can type and get my bearings so that I can go to my second appointment. And it is storming. The sides of the road are starting to flood a little bit, and I'm starting to follow this GPS. It's pouring. I'm following it, and we finally get to this intersection. And at this intersection, my GPS is directing me to go straight. And I see the other side where it's telling me to go, and there is a river. It's not the one that you jump in because, yeah, it's not the river that makes glad the city of God. Not that one. There's a river, like, it's flooding. Basically, there's so much water on that side of the road. There's no business for you to be driving on that side of the road if you have a hatchback or a sedan. Like, you should only be driving that side if you're driving a Ford Ranger, if you're driving an Amarok. Do you understand? Like, those are the cars that are supposed to be driving on that side of the road. Anyway, so because I don't know where I'm going, I'm a little bit hesitant not to follow the GPS, but I absolutely know that if I don't, it will be a disaster. So I decide to turn left because I can see that the road is going up. So I turn left and the GPS is trying to get me to make a U-turn and go back on that road, but I was just like, listen, I really just hope and pray that this GPS will eventually decide that I'm not gonna make a U-turn and will find a different route. And honestly, listening to that instinct really saved me from being stranded in a place that I don't know, or me having some really intense car trouble, which we thank God. But you know, it really reminded me of the scripture in the Bible that says, when the enemy came in like a flood, God raised a standard up against him. And this is why it was so profound for me. You see, the world has mapped out life for us. There is a plan for how you to get into a relationship. There is a plan on how to start a business. There is a career plan. There's an education plan. And the world has literally mapped out every step that we need to take from our childhood to adulthood and even into our old age. And you know, we can see in these days that the ways of the world is really leading to destruction. We can see the flood on the other side of the intersection, and if we don't listen to the still small voice that's beckoning us to take a left turn and follow up in the direction that will take us higher, we will get stuck in the flood. And I think that's one thing that we should just probably meditate and think of as Christians is there is a way that seems good to man, but it leads to destruction. And God is beckoning us, calling us to come up higher so that we don't get swept up in the flood that is designed to take us out.
You've arrived at your destination.